and welcome to your favorite travel show, and that is Tourismus. I'm your host, Glenora Shipura, and of course, we have a jam-packed show just for you. Starting off with the local news, and then we swing over to the destinations that you must visit, and of course, we round it off with a trending topic in the industry. We will be right back with this and so much more. Starting us off in our topics, we're taking a look at gambling. Tourism Minister Indaleni Daniel has called for tighter regulation of Namibia's gambling industry, urging closer collaboration and strategic alignment to ensure sustainable growth in the sector. Speaking during an official gambling board meeting held in Swakopmund, the minister said regulation must go hand in hand with coordinated planning among regulators, industry players, and government institutions. Daniel stressed that all planning efforts should be firmly anchored in the SWAPO Party Manifesto Implementation Plan, which fits directly into Namibia's 6th National Development Plan, NDP6. She said the framework provides clear priorities and actionable steps for the 2025 to 2030 period, aligned with the country's long-term Vision 2030 goals. She noted that proper regulation of the camping industry is critical to protecting natural resources, ensuring safety standards, and promoting tourism development that benefits both communities and the broader economy. All right, moving on to our next topic. Namibia's tourism sector has opened the year under pressure, with new figures revealing a noticeable dip in accommodation performance, despite signs of increased travel activity in the country in January. The annual tourism accommodation occupancy report for January, compiled by the Hospitality Association of Namibia, AHAN, shows that national occupancy declined to 33.7%, down more than 4% from 37.8%. The figure also falls slightly below the 34.3% recorded in 2019, the last full year before the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted global travel patterns. While the overall numbers point to a slowdown, the domestic market provided a measure of encouragement. Han CEO Gita Paitzel highlighted an increase in domestic tourism during January, which reached 32.8%, more than 3% higher than the 29.47% recorded in 2052. The growth indicates stronger local travel activity at the start of the year. Regionally, the central part of the country stood out. Its strong January performance is likely linked to the international cricket event hosted in Windhoek last month, which appears to have drawn Namibians to the capital to experience the sporting event, said Paitzel. In our next story, Ultimate Safaris injected more than 18 million Namibian dollars into community upliftment and conservation initiatives in the Kunene Region during 2025, reinforcing its long-standing commitment to sustainable tourism and rural development. Of this amount, over 10 million Namibian dollars went to the Doro Nawas Conservancy and the Doro's Joint Management Area, a joint venture between the Sores, Uibasen, Fransfontein, and Doro Nawas Conservancies. The contribution included 3 million Namibian dollars in direct cash payments through bed levies, 6.7 billion Namibian dollars in salaries and employee benefits, and 700,000 Namibian dollars in conservation and community support. Since 2021, Ultimate Safaris has invested 100 million Namibian dollars in southern Kunene. The company currently employs 50 people in the area out of 140 staff countrywide, with further expansion planned once mining challenges are resolved. Through its non-profit arm, the Conservation Travel Foundation, an additional 7.8 million Namibian dollars was invested in conservation and community projects. This included 3.15 million Namibian dollars from the Lion Ranger program and over 1.7 million Namibian dollars for organizations such as AfriCat, the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, and the Northwest Cheetah Project. Further support benefited schools, conservancy rangers, and scholarship recipients, while new conservancy-owned enterprises such as Graniet Corp Campsite and Access Control Gates created jobs and generated additional revenue for local communities. All right, that concludes our topics. Do let us know what you make of these stories on our social media pages so that we can engage in discussion. On the other side of the break, we will be taking a look at destinations that you must visit. We are at the Emirates Hotel as our first destination. Nestled in the vibrant hub of Ondangwa within the Kunene Region, Emirates Hotel offers a sophisticated yet soulful retreat for travelers seeking authentic Namibian hospitality. Rauli Dinekela, Emirates Bar and Restaurant Supervisor, tells us more.
Welcome to Emirates Hotel. My name is Rauli. I'm one of the supervisors at Emirates Hotel. Emirates Hotel is located in Ondangwa, on the CBD of Ondangwa, and it's on your highway as you are going to Oshakati, Ombadiva, or in Oshikangwa as well. So Emirates Hotel have beautiful conferences whereby it caters for from 100 to 300 delegates. It has very good aircon, and the projectors are there. It's a U-shaped bedrooms, high-speed Wi-Fi, and professional sound. We also have a bar. This is where comfort meets modern hospitality. We have a kitchen where you can order your lunch and dinner. We also have laundry services where our guests can give their things and get washed and ironed there. And could you be looking for a place to have a very beautiful moment? This is our twin room. We have 2 beds. In case you are two, you can have can have his own bed. You have like a fridge here, the TV, the aircon, the weapon. It's Emirates bar. We have whiskey, we have wines, we have cognacs, and we have beautiful cocktails. So please, if you're around, you should come try drink here. In here, we have different food, traditional seafood. So please come try our food. Try our T-bone, try our salad. I'm sure you would like it. In conclusion, I would love to invite all Namibians, all Ondangwa residents and surrounding towns, all people from outside countries to come to Emirates Hotel to experience what we have here. I'm sure if you come to Emirates Hotel, you'd want to come back always.
We now swing over to the capital city at the National Art Gallery. The National Art Gallery of Namibia in Windhoek serves as the country's leading institution for the preservation, promotion, and celebration of Namibian visual art. Let's have a look.
The National Art Gallery of Namibia, the country's premier platform for showcasing visual arts and crafts from local artists, the region, and abroad. Surrounded by a beautifully illustrated sculpture garden and public mural, the National Art Gallery of Namibia continues to yield a massive turnout to its exhibitions, its events, workshops, and other stakeholder activities. Situated on the corner of Robert Mugabe Avenue and John Maynard Street, the building stands tall in the city centre of the country's capital. Currently on display in the main exhibiting space of the NAGN is the Graduate Showcase from the University of Namibia's Visual Art Department. This space is 243 square meters and can seat 150 people. This takes us into our Pashuka multipurpose venue, consisting of an additional exhibition space as well as our reading corner. The lower gallery has an elaborate but comprehensive display of artworks from a private collector, Professor Andre Dupasani. Beautifully curated in the three wings of the lower gallery, this exhibition is underscored by educational and artistic value, as well as that of historical nuances. This exhibition in its entirety has been a strong indicator towards a discussion on art collection, as well as that of artists' commercialization. This space boasts a carpeted flooring and can seat 80 to 100 people. Our upper gallery presents a unique space with two pillars in its center. Measured at 101 square meters, this area can seat 60 people. As we ready ourselves for the opening of a new display, the space will soon be engulfed in color, creativity, and imagination for the exhibition titled Togetherness by the children from Kaleidoscope Creations Namibia. As the year awakes from its festive slumber, the National Art Gallery of Namibia would like to sincerely thank all its stakeholders for their support and dedication. We are because you are. NAGN, a place for people, a place for art.
Rounding off our itinerary today, we are at Sandfontein Lodge. At Sandfontein Lodge in southern Namibia, rigid itineraries are replaced by boundless freedom, timeless space, silence, stars, and seclusion. General Manager Adrian Mulder shares more.
Hi there! Today we find ourselves at Sandfontein Lodge in the south of Namibia, and I'm joined by Adrian Mulder over here. He is the manager of Sandfontein. Adrian, tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you so much for being here with us. So I'm the general manager here at Sandfontein Lodge. Also am a guide. I have been for the last 15 years.
Wow!
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, where did you start?
So I started off in South Africa. It's where I was born and raised, guided there in the Limpopo province, and then met my wife actually when I was working in Rwanda.
Oh, wow!
She's Namibian, I'm South African. She had to come and steal me.
Wonderful. I love when we import people.
Exactly. Yeah, so we moved to Sandfontein about 3.5 years ago. We actually got married here on the property, and we then started working as the management couple of the lodge, and then later on of the entire reserve.
That's wonderful. Sorry, when you say the entire reserve, can you tell me a bit about Sandfontein?
Yeah, so Sandfontein is a reserve in the south of Namibia along the Orange River. We are roughly about 100,000 hectares big, which makes it quite a large property. We do have wildlife roaming on the property too. Oryx, we have giraffes, springbok, zebras, the occasional leopard every now and then that we spot, some otters down in the Orange River fishing as well.
There's otters in the Orange River?
There's otters in the Orange River,
Wonderful. Yeah. I've never seen them.
No, they're quite rare, but they're beautiful.
Aww. Is it the ones that hold hands?
Yes.
Cute!
Obviously, they're the ones that hold hands, yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. But the lodge itself, we have got 6 rooms. We can accommodate up to 12 people in total.
Okay.
And we do offer this entire place as an exclusive use only. So when people come and arrive at the lodge, it will be you and your family or you and your partner that has exclusive use for the entire place, not just the room, but the entire 100,000 hectares. And the entire team will look after you, and with all the different activities that we have here on offer, so scenic drives, we do walking tours as well, canoeing on the Orange River, camping if people are also interested in doing some wild camping out in the bush.
That's wonderful. Sorry, did I understand that correctly? If I book this place with my husband, even if we just book one room, we have the whole Sandfontein to ourselves.
That's correct.
That is wonderful. I've not heard of places that do that yet. That's absolutely amazing. And I heard you said you do scenic drives, you do walks. There's a lot of different mountains around us. Can you tell me about this kopje? Can I climb this kopje? Is there a significance? Why is this in our shot today?
So yeah, this is a very important hill, and you can climb it, you can walk it, preferably with one of the guides or myself. So this is actually the kopje, or the hill, where the first battle during the First World War in 1914 took place between the South African Union and Southwest Germany.
So that's why you said earlier this is an historical site as well.
Exactly, yes.
That's amazing.
There's
That's
all
really
the way
cool.
up onto the hill there. There's still rock walls that have been built. Every now and then you still find artifacts, but that's why we keep everything as is, hence why we do it with a guide.
That is absolutely amazing. And tell me, do you guys offer dinners in the bush, or is everything here at the lodge?
We mix and match it up as
Okay.
well. So depending on the weather, we do dinners outside in the bush. We do camping outside as well if people request or they would like to do so. Otherwise, people enjoy this area here at the lodge. It's nice and open. We've got the swimming pool here in the back, and people can just come and enjoy it. Sometimes dinners are outside, sometimes dinners are inside.
That's beautiful. I saw last night in my room that you've also got a bed outside.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that? Do people sleep outside?
Actually, we've had more people sleep outside than inside the room.
That
Since
if last night wasn't as cold as it was, I would have slept outside. It's
No,
beautiful.
exactly. No, it's a stunning thing. We've got the tents that actually act a little bit as a barrier with the outside elements. However, it does not stop you from actually looking at the sky.
Yes, the stars here are beyond.
No.
Because there's very little light pollution. It's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also saw that there's outside showers. I saw it at my one. Do all of the rooms have outside showers?
All of them have got outside showers
That's
as well.
amazing. It's so private. It's absolutely stunning here. Could you tell me about the community involvement of Sandfontein? Are you guys related in any way to Karasburg? So for those of you watching, Sandfontein is 110 kilometers south of Karasburg. So I assume that's where you guys would get all of your supplies going to town. Okay.
Yeah, so that's our main supply point, if I can call it that. And we do use and work with the community itself. We've also signed an MOU with a company called the Orange River Karoo Conservation Area. And they do a lot more of the community involvement, where we also benefit from getting our staff to actually come from the community itself. We do have an upliftment program in the Warmbad community. We've donated some computers to the school.
Okay.
And it's in the process of actually enhancing the broader education program for the kids in Warmbad. But it's not only focused on the kids, it's also for adults that want to better their education.
That's wonderful. Wow. That's really, really cool, because I think that if we can combine projects with education and investing back into our youth, it encourages people to stay in the country, to work in our country, instead of always wanting to go more international to look for job opportunities, because the opportunities here are beyond.
Exactly.
It's endless. And tell me, your guides that you spoke about, are they local guides? How do you get them involved?
Yeah, so we are actually in the process of training up a few of the guides that come from the local area, and they are considered to be more of game guards, looking after the environment, making sure that everything is functioning properly on the reserve. And then I am the main guide here at the lodge at the moment, but we are integrating and trying to get some local talents to come and take over the role.
That's perfect. That sounds wonderful. Well, thank you very, very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Please, guys, if you ever get the opportunity, do come and visit Sandfontein Lodge. You will not be disappointed, I promise.
I mean, what more can one ask for when you're looking for a travel destination, whether it's a luxury hotel stay or something that just offers you vibrancy and something that looks good where you take your pictures. And I think that's what we served up on our destination. On the other side of the break, we take a look at what's headlining To The Point. In our To The Point segment, we are taking a look at the Fransfontein Garden project. Since its 2022 handover to the Fransfontein community in the Kunene Region, a 16-hectare garden backed by the Environmental Investment Fund's project Named Improving Rangeland and Ecosystem Management IREMA, it has delivered 8 harvests, supplying 350 households with vegetables. Chairperson Martia Harais said it also supports school campaigns and bereaved families.
As you can see, the area that we are in, this is the community garden. At first, it's a 16-hectare garden. Back in the days, it used to have individual plots. Old people used to farm around here. They used to do different type of gardening, depending on what type of gardening they wanted to do. But since the EIF, the IREMA project has started, it has been fenced off with that help. There is an electrical fence which is on the 16 hectare, which is also elephant proof. We have a dam that has been 460 cubic liter dam that has been put here in the garden. That is been feed water from the 2 boreholes in the fountain, which has been there within the area for a very long time. It's an historic fountain as we know it. Fransfontein Community Garden has got beneficiaries, which are 90 beneficiaries that we have within the garden. In 2022, the garden was handed over to the Fransfontein community, but not in community as a whole, but we have got beneficiaries, those people that benefit from the garden, those ones that works within the garden. When we started off the garden, since we had a large number of beneficiaries, we come up with a rotational working system that we had 10 beneficiaries at the time that will be working within the season of 3 months, and after 3 months we rotate to another 5. In that way we would still continue with the skills transfer as we used to do, because the 5 will remain, the new 5 will come into place with the old 5, and then that way skills will be transferred. That is how we started up with the concept now when we came to the gardening part. 2022, when the garden was handed over to the community, the garden was partly already planted for us, which was on the 50 by 50 parts, plots, as I can say it. So there was around 12 hectares, if I'm not mistaken. 12 hectares were already planted for us. When the garden has been handed over, we planted the rest of the plots that way. So it means that 14 plus 15 hectares, that's where we used to plant for the gardening. During the first 3 months of gardening, it was handed over September. November, December, we already started harvesting. That was our very first harvest that we did. In that harvest, we used to we have 350 households within the Fransfontein community that used to benefit from the garden. That means that after harvesting the first harvest, spinaches, watermelons, and cabbage, those are what the households have benefited from the garden, the very first harvest. And we wanted the garden to be sustainable, so we came up with the concept of, okay, there's going to be a committee that is going to be nominated, where we came up with a committee which consists of the chairperson, the secretary, and then we had the 2 finance heads and the vice chairperson. So the committee consists of 5 people, and then the traditional leaders, we had advisors as the traditional leaders, the settlement office, 2 traditional leaders, it means from the Swartboy Traditional Authority plus the other one, I forgot. What is the other traditional authority? Oudma, yeah, as advisors, and then the settlement office that used to help out, and then the agriculture's office that was there with us from the start go. We opened a bank account, that is where we used to deposit all the proceeds from the garden. So in that case, if something happens, like maybe the fence needs maintenance, we withdraw from that. And then the workers, we give them allowance from the beneficiaries. Actually, let me not say the workers, the beneficiaries, we give them allowance from that money that we have saved, and also now the inputs that we'll buy from the money that we have saved. So we still have got money within our bank, our pocket. There is still money. So far, until from 2022 to 2023, we have harvested 8 times. It was really fruitful. It was a beautiful garden. Everybody knows that. The community has really benefited. When there was school campaign cleanup from the school side, we used to provide the produce from the garden, meaning the watermelons, if it was there. We'll give them, the people that are like doing the cleanup campaign, we used to provide them with those. And if there were funerals around within the area, if there was something from the garden, we'll give those households.
With that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. They do say all good things must come to an end, and that is definitely what we are doing right now. I'm your host, Glenn Rashipura, and of course, do tune in next week, same time, same place. From me, until next time.